Hi there, this is George of George and Isa. We're going to call ourselves the Perma Warriors because my wife, who's obviously the boss in the garden, has decided that what I've got to do this year is start some permaculture. So we're going to try some vertical growing along the fence, and we're going to sort of landscape the garden as naturally as we can. So, just to start this series off, it's middle of February, we're in the northeast, it's positively blooming today, it's 8 degrees centigrade. We had some snow last week, but things have changed just for a short window, so I decided what I would do is try and turn our plot. Now our plot's not the greatest, so we live on an estate. And we've got about vegetable plot of about 16 feet by 12 feet. Don't have to be in metres. I'm old school. I'll give you a tour of the garden because it's not a great size, but last year we did extremely well. Despite the wet conditions, we managed to provide ourselves with enough produce to get through the summer and part of the sort of winter. And the great thing, my wife suffers from something called Bechet's syndrome, which is really an autoimmune problem. And by growing our own and eating it straight from our garden, which is all organic, my wife felt 100% better last year. So this year I'm going at it great guns. I'm in my late 60s. I did a doctorate just at the end of my teaching career, and for the last couple of years. So I've now got my doctorate, I'm now a doctor, whatever that may mean. So now I'm going to throw myself into gardening. So I've done the studying, now the gardening, and who knows where I'll lead myself to. My wife's also a learning freak. What you can see in front is a little greenhouse. It's really a poly-type tunnel. I've been promised by the chief gardener that I'll get a greenhouse sometime this year. But at the moment I'm using this. What I've got in there, if we sort of zoom in a little bit, is that I've got some tomato plants, beans and peas growing there. But I've taken various plants out of the garden that I had over the winter. So I've got some onions, I've got some spinach in there, and I'm growing on the shelves. I'm trying to start some seeds off. Now, as you can see, I've got a heater in there at the moment because we have had some frost, and the frost is promised at the end of this week, around about Wednesday or Thursday. So this is Sunday, so in 3-4 days' time it'll start to drop. So I'm keeping my little babies nice and warm and hoping they'll produce some nice seeds for me. There's a pile of spinach there that you can see. Now what I did start doing, this is this bit of a sort of mess at the moment, although the birds love it. So we have some bird little nesting boxes tucked away amongst it. The robin's been taking having a look at that one. And we have a blackbird that nests in here, but that needs to be cut back, this clematis. So that'll be the next thing. We also have a friendly hedgehog, but you can't see it, it's behind this wood there. He's got a hog hutch that he comes and sort of spends the night in and eats. Now I started trying to do some raised beds. I bought the wood, etc. But we gave up. I gave up, see on that. Because my wife decided that what we would do is if I swing around, that's the shed, and that's my sign that tells me my wife's gone fishing. I'm not the fisherman, she is. So she hangs that up when she goes fishing. But I've got a sort of some paving slabs here just in front of the shed, but what I'm going to do is do like a checkered pattern, but in a triangular shape in this corner here. And in between we've got a little Bramley apple tree there that's coming along, so that'll grow there. We'll have some vegetables in this sort of lattice work of paving slabs. Along this fence here, I'm going to use this wood that I've got, and I'm going to start to make a raised bed along the side. Planting the corners spike. If I actually zoom in, it's absolutely fascinating. He's got a beautiful flower on him. And I've never seen that before on these. But he's absolutely gorgeous. So I've got a couple of shrubs I need to move from here. And I've got some sacks here that I usually do potatoes in. My compost bin, which is overflowing at the moment, so get it down. And parsley tubs. I should have down here, if I swing down, I think you can see it, some coriander that I've still got in that area there. So what I've done at the moment is, as you saw me there doing it, I've dug over the plot. And hopefully in the next few days the frost will come and start to break this down for me. So I should have a reasonable plot. Now what we're doing is growing vertically along the fence here, so we'll have some beans, peas, all the berry canes and things that we're going to put along this side. I'm going to stick down this edge here, down this side will be our potato area along by the fence. Around here I'm going to make a path, so the path's going to go from this point, and it's going to curve around the plot to this end. And in this side we're going to, along this edge here, I'm going to have some roses. And then various plants mixed in with the vegetables that we've got. So we're going to have a series of sort of 4 diamond shapes really. And I think we'll put various things in. So we'll have onions mixed in. We grew a lot of marigolds last year and they were absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to mix the plants in with the vegetables, known as permaculture, and this will look like a fairly natural garden. I'm going to try and beg, borrow or steal various stone so I can build some walls to raise the beds rather than the wood, to make it look a lot more natural as a garden. So that's the plan. What I'll do is I'll keep you updated, so there'll be a little pause now while this soil starts to break down and I start to create a path on this area, and you'll see that. Just to sort of show you around the garden, this is the conservatory we had built last year, with a path going all the way around. I will be actually gathering water and things in a tub that I've got round the side. You've seen the shed. That's my little strawberry box. I've got a few strawberries in there at the moment. They suffered a bit over the winter, but they're not too bad. That's my seed area, so I start things off in that when it's a bit warmer. And that's my big pretend greenhouse at the moment. So, keep you informed. The last thing is the bird tamer. We have lots and lots of birds that come in here, and it's great fun watching them. We have a blackbird who's taken over the place and chases everything around, although he has a pal called Woody, the wood pigeon, who he lets in. He lets the robin in, and he lets a sparrow in to come and feed. So we have a little family of birds. We have a magpie who tries to get in, and a jackdaw who tries to sneak in when Charlie the blackbird's not around. So we'll keep you informed on how the bird's going, but that bird table's moving over to here. So we're going to have the bird table in that area as well. We've got nice chimes and things going on in the background in the shed. The shed was built last year as well. So we're getting there. So what we want to try and show you is that it is possible to live from your garden, even if you live on a large sort of estate. So see you soon. Bye.